First thing I'm going to do is go a little bit scatterbrained. It's going well. I'll be back. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Next to me, 1972 Super Beetle. Yes, we are back on this thing. We have parts and that yellow Kurt McGee did leave, and the owner is thrilled and happy that it actually works, as am I. Anywho, we're back on this. We have suspension parts. Last episode that this car was on, we did the rear suspension. I think some other odds and ends. I can't remember. It's been a bit. But at the end of the day, we got the front suspension in. So let me tilt you down. Boxes are here. New lowering doobly-doos, sleeves, if you will. I don't know. That's what they are. And new shocks with retainers. So I guess the first thing I'm gonna shove this in, get the car to a ride height that I like. I feel ridiculous. Get the car to a ride height that I like in the front, and then modify the rears because we put the coilovers on the back. And I'm just gonna make basically drop brackets to set the ride height off of the coilovers instead of re-indexing the doobly-doos. Torsion bars, torsion arms. Yeah, trust me, it's fine. It's good. So let me get this thing up in the air a little bit, wrangle up some tool, wrestle them up, get them together if you will. And yeah, we'll probably start on this side first. Or that side. We'll start on the side. Stay tuned to which one. All right, first step I have to do, you guys might not have to, I don't know how you have your suspension set up, especially if it's lowered. I have to actually cut the brake hose doodad. I actually welded on because this didn't have it and it was just a flexi line. I covered all this in a revival video of this car when I think it sat for 15 or 10 or something. It sat for a while. It's basically what I get into. So let me cut this bracket off so I can have, that strut assembly free. And then I will, get back to you with the removal of the strut assembly, which would be the same for you if, that's nice. Anywho, which would be the same for you if you don't have a welded on bracket. Yeah, if that makes sense, it makes sense. But I'll be right back. Let me cut this thing off and get it free. All right, guys. Bracket's free. Well, brake line's free. Anywho's, might want to stipulate this is for it being the caption or the title. This is for the earlier Super Beetles where you have 3 bolts that hold the flange to the knuckle. Later models have 2 bolts that mount like a normal McPherson. I guess they were just figuring it out. But anywho's, if you have one of these, you have 3 15s. You got to get off. They also have lock covers or like little tabs that are folded up. Just fold them down to get them out of the way. They're like, they're locks. So anyway, hopefully this thing cooperates because this car has been lowered before. So someone has been in here and I'm hoping that they didn't moon tune it. Ugh. Are you gonna loosen? No, don't move. Oh yeah, it moves some. All right, come on. Stop flashing at me. There we go. You'll get it. Come on, quit over torquing. Well, if I knew I was going to do this, I would have just got a normal ratchet. But yeah, 3 bolts out. I'll get back to you when I get the other 2 out. You got another one back here and then another one on the back side. So I'll get back, and this whole thing will just basically, you know, separate, if you will. Yeah, if something goes chaotic, I'll yell, but I'll be right back when I get this thing out and this kind of free floating, if you will. Pull the bolts. This is what I was saying, focus, kind of. They have that little locking flange on them. Bend, when it's seated, it bends up. Those tabs bend up, so. Keeps the bolt from rotating, I guess. I mean, that's what they're for, so. I don't know. One more bolt. Boop. That's out. Now the lower, well, now you can see the spindle, the strut, everything's loose right now. Come on. All right, fine. You want to do it that way? All right, so that's all loose. Let me drop the car down. There's 3 13s, 14s, or 15s up top that hold the actual strut in. Let me pull that out, and then we can remove this whole thing. So I'll be right back when I get up there, or when it comes down here. When I get to the area that I need to work, and relative to me standing on the floor. Science. They're 14s, and there's 3 of them still. This is taken out. Hold on, let me get on one. Anywho's, this will drop the top mount down so you can actually remove the entire strut assembly. Oh yeah, I didn't tighten these. Well, I didn't tighten them well because I knew they were coming out. Oh, come on. All right, get out of there. You know what? Just stay in there. That's fine. I don't think I need you again. I'm going to be mad when you go up. All right, because, you know, obviously everything's loose, I should be able to just, you know, finagle this thing out now. Come on. Ouch. All right, strut assembly's out. Hey, what are you doing? Just turn that way. Don't go anywhere. I just want to get one bolt in. Guys, you don't need to do this. I'm just doing it because I don't want this thing to fall. Well, to slide and screw up the brake line. There we go. Now I can sit there. Anywho's, strut assembly. You know, the danger cannon. I gotta move you back because, well, I don't want to move back and my things are here and gotta get up. Gotta get tools anyway. I'll be back when I have almost everything I possibly need and then most likely forget something. Sounds about right for this channel. All right, I think I have everything I need to play with this grenade. Spring compressors, air hammer, so and, you know, so forth. You know, put your spring compressors in. These are always terrible on Supers. Not really designed for Super Beetles, but I get them in and then slide it up as much as I can on one side, just so I can get, you know, max clamping or biting. Do 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 do. I could have went one more coil under. I don't do enough springs to, you know, warrant buying a legitimate spring compressor, you know, one of the tools, which makes life so much easier. I like to struggle. One in on the other side so we can put on equal force and not have this thing explode in my face. Because my face makes me money, guys. It does not. But you know what? It helps me sleep at night. My face does, because that's, you know, where I breathe from. Anywho's, I digress and regress to, you know, try not to blow myself up. No, forward. Just work it, left, right, left, right. All right, that thing's compressed. I think it's drawing down the tower. Anyway, I feel, you know, wavy enough to hopefully blast this thing off. Good news. Unless it's stuck, it was unloaded. Woohoo! Make sure you remember your reassembly procedure. And then your live grenade. I will be keeping this. And let's assemble the new one. Come here, new one. Sexy man pose. Gets me all the views. All right, new one, simple enough. Cartridge in the thing. Lock ring. Also in the thing. Thread said thing into thing. Like so. Air hammer. Yes, I know they sell a tool to do this exact thing. I also have a tool and it's called an air hammer. Titan said, if they didn't want you to use it, why would they put flats on it? I guess is what I'm getting at. Aim and shoot. There. You just want her tight. So, that's not going to go anywhere. Next. Extend said strut. That is a different size, isn't it? Of course it will be. What did I just use? A 22? No, it's about the same size. I say a boot. All right. Actually, no. Scratch that. Set ride height. This thing's set, already set all the way down. Where's the old one? Watch it move now. And move with a hammer, I'll tell you that much. Maybe not. Yes, there's a hammer in on this. It's called a spud wrench. Man, that is not moving, hence why we're getting it. So my best estimate is we are probably too visible. They're cut about the same. Ooh, excuse me. So that's about where it is. I want to go up, so I think we're going to add 2. So that one's sitting there. So I want to go to this ring, which is 1 from the top. Yeah, 1 from the top. All right, now I just got to move this thing. Just go one more. Oh, I almost stabbed myself in the fat. All right. I just tap to make sure it's seated. Oh, yeah, now we're, basically all the way up on this thing. Whew, that was fun. Now pull your shock out. Dust boop, boop. Bump stop, what have you. Oh. Itch. Bomb. Install. There's a little ear you want to make sure you're in. I'm upside down. I know this because of the way that it is. Where's the tail? Put that back in. Spacery thing goes on, or holder. Top. Again, you have a notch. Make sure the notch is in the spring perch. Quit falling down. Like so. Spacer. All this jazz. I'm gonna have to go down some more in the spring. Crap. This nut. Come on. There it is. Don't look over it. It's like looking in a barrel of a gun. It's a terrible idea. But anyway, that's on. Forward. Run that down. Undo your springs, clampers. Get these guys out. And good. Now we just got to reassemble this whole thing. Give me a second. I need a stretch. All right, guys. Stretch is over. Yeah, trees. I know. I got to cut them. Scratchy, scratchy. Anywho's. Let me go there. Where's the other one? How did I lose one? There's 2. There were 3. Oh, crap. If you guys see it, yell at me. 1, 2, 3. There it is. It's hiding. Anywho's, let's go back for the reassembly process, which is the same as the unassembly process. Take your strut assembly. You might have to wiggle jiggle it. Oh, this actually went in pretty well. Now it is taller, so it needs a little more help. No, into its perch. Well, let's put it in the other way. Maybe that'll work. Oh, come on. Get out now. You go in here. These are all different. The early models, that's what I didn't want it to do. Great. Awesome. Super. Why aren't you cooperating? This is all going terrible. Good thing we have a steel line there. Oh, took the brunt of it. That's fine. That's exactly why I put that bolt there, guys. I'm gonna have to double check that. Let's do what I was doing. That sucks. This does not sound sexy at all. You're going up, so I can put my fat on it. Just get into your shock mount. There it is. All right, that's it. Now I can orientate from here. I can leave that loose. All right. Actually, I'll button that up. Let's get a bolt on it. Man, they have to come down. This is terrible. Of course, that's as far as you go. Going well. Can I see what the hell's going on? Probably not. So that's good. Oh, great. Just stick my hand in spider web. All right, that's up. You stay up. One bolt. That's all I need. Nut. We'll go for 2. I feel adventurous. Two in. Perfect. All right, now we'll go up and secure the bottom control arm. Oh. I swear I know what I'm doing. Anyway, if you don't believe that, just keep watching. Secure this bottom control arm now. Oh. Same way the removal. Except you got to line the ball joint up and everything else. Thin wall socket. That's why I grabbed the long neck. Now we just gotta align everything. Ball joint. Come on, cooperate. You gotta go this way. Yes, that looks good. You're gonna grab? By golly, I think you might. Every one of you. Try this again. Reset everything. Come on. Down. Over. Over, align. Align down. Align better. I said align. All right, that looks aligned. Sort of stay there. I just want one bolt in. Just give me one. That noise means it didn't work. Yeah, I see where you want to go. Why? Why? You're so close. There, and do the, magic of editing. Only takes about 3 minutes to get this thing aligned and in. No cursing, no fighting, no struggling at all. Just simple. I don't know why they went to the other design. Now, I'm just gonna leave these semi-loose. I still have to do the other side, but I'm gonna snug them. Reason being is I wanna get wheels on this thing, get it on the ground, see what the ride height is, and make sure I'm happy with it. Instead of going through, tightening everything down and having to undo absolutely everything because it's, tight. So, one more, tighten this one down, snug it, what have you, and then we'll tighten the top. But yeah, we'll get this all in. Where's that stud? Of course you won't cooperate. Just get out of there then. You'll let. Well, now where'd you get there? Would be my luck. Anyway. Oh, great. There we go. All right. I'll zip on a wheel and see what it looks like. I'll lower it down some. Obviously, the other side's not done. But it'll give me a point of reference. What? Stop moving. Still got to secure my brake line, all that stuff. Like I said, this is just a point of reference to see what it actually looks like and if I'm happy with it. I'm hoping the answer is yes. All right, weight's off of it. Let me set the e-brake. I really don't want this thing moving. We're gonna say that was the e-brake. Don't mind the clunk sound. Oh, that's much more tolerable. That's 3 fingers on the ground now. So about it, you can't even see one. Oh, I'm sort of here. Yeah, I got about 3 in here on this side. I think I only got about 1 on the other side. Yeah, give or take about 1 finger. All right, we're gonna leave this ride height. Gonna drop the rear, probably 1 inch. Maybe squat it just a little in the back. But yeah, I'm happy with that, guys. Let me knock out the other side. Let me knock out the other side, and then yeah, I guess you'll join me with buttoning stuff up and remounting stuff, and then possibly the back. I don't know. But I'm happy with the way this side is. Duplicate it on the other side, and you'll probably join me in the back. Or when I'm buttoning everything up. I don't know. If this is the first time you're watching this channel, I am sorry if you thought it was going to be informational. It's mainly me rambling. Yeah. All right, guys, wasn't planning on showing anything on this side, but I did button it together, put it on the ground, and this side sat lower, than the other side. So, wasn't going to show this thing, but you can adjust these well, in the car if you swing it out. I don't recommend doing it. That's why I didn't show it. Same process as if it's out of the car. It's just, well, quicker to do leveling adjustments at this point. So I already moved it up as high as it can go. I'm hoping that gets me where I need to go. And then, yeah, just got to throw it back in the car. But you'll join me in the rear. But yeah, you can adjust them on the car. Again, don't recommend it, but you are able to. So, all right. Stay tuned for my next ramble, hopefully in the back of the car. Plus, I got to change memory card and a battery. I'm dying on this one. All right. All right, guys, we're under the car. Lighting, it's lighting. Anyway, what we're going to do here is we're dropping the, because now these springs, the coilovers we put in one of the episodes, they're holding the weight of the vehicle in the rear now. The torsions are doing some things, but these are basically what are controlling ride height at this point because the car was lowered. So what I'm going to do is block of faux steel, put it here, metal glue it on, and we're going to move the attach point from here to about 1.5 inches down is where I think I want the ride height to sit. Pretty much only got one attempt at this. So hopefully my guesstimation is right to get it looking pretty much level. So yeah, first thing I'm going to do is, well, we'll just mark 1.5 inches down from this bolt. Use your calipers the correct way. Boop. Let's see, inch and 1.5. 1.5-esque. Lock it down. Gonna center this to where I'm hopefully not drilling through a weld seam. Put it in a line, hopefully midway each side. You won't be able to see it. I'm going to mark the other side of the tube the same way for this side, punch both holes, and then cut. So give me 1 second. All right, got my marks. Let me make some lines and get these things chopped out. I'll be back to you when we start doing other stuff under here, but let me make these blocks first. All right, guys, first thing we're gonna do, or I'm gonna do, get these shocks out. Where am I gonna put these so I can lose them? Up here. Remind me where I put them, because I'm gonna lose them. And the other one, all right. See if I can get away with tapping these bolts out. They'll probably shoot out just due to the fact that they're under load. Because they are a spring, after all. Don't get the right tool, just get one that works. One. Alrighty. There it is. And the other one. Boink. Alright, those are out. I could pull these shocks out, but I'm not going to. New cups. Will go into place. I got to shave these bushings down because this is just a little too narrow. which isn't a big deal. But yeah, shave these down. I'll get this thing where it needs to or wants to live, and you know, we'll metal glue it together. So, but let me prep the original cups so that I take a weld. I'll be right back. All right, guys, got these things mildly modified. I'm gonna just tack these on and set them, you know, just with the bolt, and put the car down and make sure I'm happy with the ride height, because fully commitment, as much as I would love to do it, yeah, I don't want to be cutting weld forever. So I'm gonna throw like 4 tacks on, 3 tacks on, and just set it, see how I like it. But let's see how this goes. Ooh, hot. Let me lower the car. I'll move you guys over. Not really got room, but the car should be hopefully sitting level when it hits the dirt. Hopefully. Come here, light. Always in the way. What was that? Well, it's not completely level, but it is actually, let's see if I can move you guys on. It's not completely level, which is fine, but it is better than what it was. Unplug, please. Thank you. See if I can wander back far enough. We got, you know, about the same gap forward and rear. So, I don't know what I'm a guy with a camera, I suck at it. But overall, it's a little nose down in front, but not major. I can live with it. I can live with that, I like it. The other side's the same. Obviously, it has to be driven, and you know, suspension will settle some more, front and rear. But that's what I was looking to gain out of doing that versus taking apart the torsions and raising them. To me, it was easier, or to me, it's easier. But let me get this thing back in the air, finish welding the rear. I'll bring in and show you the complete aftermath, because I got to finish welding the rear, weld the brake lines on the front, and tighten the passenger side, because I never got back to doing that. But overall, so far, so good. I'm happy with the way it sits. I got to mess with the engine still. I don't think it's anything major, because apparently it dies at hot idle. Figured it out. Yeah, see how it drives. See if we got some of the dardiness out by, you know, leveling the ride a little bit. So I'll be back with next ramble. All right, guys, got all the welding wrapped up. I just got to finish up buttoning up the suspension, flipping the bolts, and so on and so forth. So full weld around this guy. Same thing on the other side. I don't know if you can see it. And yeah, quick tutorial, or quick tour, if you will. And same thing up here. The brackets are welded back in. So those lines aren't going to go anywhere. Everything's tight. I still got to roll back the lock collars. But yeah, I think the next scene or the next thing I'm going to show you is this thing back on the ground. Hopefully either going for a test drive or just letting this thing chooch and see if it'd die in the shop. Because that's a lot better than it dying on the road. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I don't know what I said, but yeah. Stick around. It should be, you know, fairly moderately something. Something will happen. Possibly developments. All right, guys. Car's on the ground. I had to adjust the valve. I already recorded this, but, you know, because of me and my infinite wisdom with YouTube and everything else, yeah, my mic pack died. So, I have video, no audio. Anyway, I don't know where it cut out. So, the suspension is done. It's obviously on the ground. I like it. Going to try to figure out what the hell's going on with the running issue. So, pretty much, I had to adjust the valves on this side because I had one way off. They're the swivel foot rocker. I guess I had it. It was cupped around. So, it was clanking a bit. Let's fire it up, see if it sounds any better, because it sounded bad. Oh, that's much better. I'm just gonna let it warm up and see if anything weird happens. And if nothing weird happens, I'll probably dialogue again and we'll go on a test drive. All right, guys, engine is, well, doing engine things. Like I said, been running for about 10 minutes now. I adjusted the timing a bit, played with the carb. I might put a 34 pick on here. It doesn't mind the 30, but I have a 34 I might shove on. See if that changes anything. Like I said, I still don't know what kind of engine's in here. And it is running rich. So, I don't know, maybe next scene we'll take it out and see how it performs. Because, yeah, not sure about the stalling issue. Sounds good. Yeah, also the engine cover is closed. I'm trying to build up as much heat as I can. I don't know. Stay tuned to the next scene. All right, well, I ran it, got it hot. It's up, you know, it's up to temperature more than. One thing I never really checked, or I don't think I actually really checked at like a full engine cycle, is the oil leaks themselves. We replaced push rod tubes, and I just want to see, well, they don't look like they're leaking, but also I really didn't thermal cycle the engine. I think the heads are leaking, or not the heads, the jugs are actually leaking out of the block is what the main thing is, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So, I'll let this thing cool down. It sounds good. It starts, it runs. Next scene, I'll give you an update on the oil, and yeah, we'll go on the road, see if the steering got fixed, and see if she rides more to what the client was wanting. Plan. Stay tuned to the next scene. All right. Early-ish morning. It's a little nippy. This car at least has heat. But, yeah, let's go for a quick drive. I obviously turned it around. She's a little warm because it was a warm complaint. I don't feel like driving around for, 7.5 hours to get this thing warm, especially on a cold day, so. Fires up nice, warm. Cold, she's temperamental. But let's just do a quick rip and see what happens. First reaction, well, from just quick drive, still idling, so good. Number two, it's not as darty as it was. Still has a little bit of a dart to it, but it's pretty much without going factory, kind of how these things are. I can lower the rear a little bit more, but it really won't improve that much. But it's not as sketch. Could rebuild the entire front suspension, all bushings, all stuff. Not saying that that's the problem, but I mean, it might give the owner peace of mind. Other than that, so far it's running, it's idling. I did say there was or I might have forgot to say, there's a raw fuel or fuel smell complaints. I can't find it. Car has decent pickup, shifts nicely. Still don't know what that engine is. I think I'm going to leave that 30 pick on there. I don't think anything I do with the carburetor at this point is going to really help this engine. Just do it back to this tire. The oil is coming from the cylinder jugs where they come from the block. Unfortunately, I can't help do anything about that without doing, you know, basically a cylinder and piston rebuild on this thing. The engine seal seems solid now. I guess I can talk while I'm driving because, I mean, the people in front of me, you know, are just going that fast. But brakes are still good. That's good to hear or feel. Shifting fine. I know we did brakes and the clutch on this thing when we brought it back. Engine sounds happy right now, so that's good. I don't know if originally it was, what, this car sat for 15 years, give or take. Stuff's coming around, or, you know, breaking back in some. I'm thinking maybe it was a ring seat. I had a bad tune because of the engine wasn't, you know, back to life yet. Might have had a down ring. It's still, the engine's still low on the pressure. You can hear it. There's a gallop in the engine. So it has a hurt cylinder. In other words, it's down on compression is what I'm trying to say. So it has a weak cylinder. Downshift good. Rally the Super Beetle. of people don't like the Super Beetle. I like them for their, I mean, they perform just as well as a Beetle, obviously. They are one. But I like them because they do, you can get them to handle if you set them up correctly. This one's doing pretty well. I think I got the suspension pretty close to where the owner's going to be happy. Wish the tack worked. But yeah, hasn't died yet. Seems happy. Still idling. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I got the heat on. The heat actually works. Or did. I keep moving the gauges. Second gear. I mean, it just putters. Let's go back to the shop. I think we're good. Back in the shop, let me get up on the big camera and, you know, wrap this thing up. This, you know, it ran good. Rag it out. She seems happy. I don't know, you know, if he's a little bit, you know, higher revs or lower revs and loading the engine up. But yeah, if you keep her cleared out, she seems completely fine. Either that or it might have been the tuning I did. I don't know. I'm just going off a customer complaint. Fuel smell, no idea. But let me get on the big cam and, you know, wrap this ball of Skittles up. That makes sense. Good. That was a hot start. Fine. Cold. This thing is cold natured. It's probably one of the worst starting cars I have, but I'll cover that in a wrap up. I will be back on camera 2, 1, big cam. I'll be back. All right, guys, back from test drive. It went well. This is also the third time I'm trying to cut this because I keep getting airplanes flying over my head. Anywho's, test drive went well. I think the stalling issue that it was having is the engine's loading up. If you heard or if you stayed around for where I was just letting this thing idle and try to get up to operating temperature, you hear a gallop. I think I've said this in the other videos that the engine is tired. Number one, it still leaks, but you can tell it's down a cylinder as far as compression wise, if not two. But if you rag it, you know, on the higher RPMs, basically keep it clean. In other words, it runs fine. Suspension did really well. No squeaks, no rattles, no weird bumps or steers. The dartiness, still a Super Beetle, still lowered, but not nearly as bad as it was. And you go back to the original test drive of this car, I even made a comment of how darty it was. So it handles well. Everything else rides good, runs good. If it does have a stalling issue again, obviously bring it back and I'll take care of it. But I couldn't reproduce it, in other words. Like I said, I did adjust some things, but it didn't do it for me. So I drive differently. I don't know. But anyway, car's done. I'm gonna give the owner a call, let him pick it up, and hopefully enjoy another couple weeks of good weather we have with it. But yeah, other than that, this one's done. If you like this episode, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one.